Damn. Checking for sound. Should be good. Checking for. All right. Hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, before we get started, giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Chakodash. All right, double honors once again, as always, and to the apostles and the elders, the great millstone who rule well and taught us truth, peace, much love, and salutations always to the elect. All right, now just coming at you with a quick lesson through the spirit and power, Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, Lord's will be edifying. As you see by the title, EDUMB is through. All right. And obviously titled like that because we're witnessing the dumbest nigga on the planet. All right. We're witnessing him in his full form, in his full stupidity. Okay. The mindset that he can just go and bomb countries and do what the hell he wants, and there's not going to be any repercussions. He could put the whole world into captivity and nothing's going to happen to him. Okay, this is what we're witnessing. We're witnessing the fall of this man. Okay. Matter of fact, let's see real quick. I want to hold this as well. Yeah, and I'll go into this. But let's start here in Obadiah, verse 3. It says, "The pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord." So he doesn't understand, all right, that Yahweh Shema Shai ultimately is the one that's in control of all this, okay? And he doesn't have a say-so when it comes to prophecy, okay? Prophecy spoke of him, coming up to power, okay, ruling the earth with a, what's that scripture say? Matter of fact, it's in here. Real quick, Isaiah 14 and 5. I'll start at 4. It says that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. The Lord Yahweh hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindereth. Right. So this is the same people, all right, that smote the people in wrath, a continual stroke. He didn't stop. Okay. He forwarded the affliction. Okay. He made the nation to be, drunk off the wine. All right. And what was that? Revelation, let's see. Is it 14? Give me 1 second. Or maybe it's 12. Oh, no, matter of fact, I think it's 18. If not, I'm just going to look it up. Yeah. Revelation 18. All right. It says Babylon is fallen. It says 18 and 2. It says, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Yeah, so they've made all the nations, drunk. okay, off this wine. And it was something else. I think it speaks about the nations being angry. Let's look that up. Because again, we're seeing that. 11 and 18. That's what I was thinking, not 8. Okay. Revelation 11 and 18, it says, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come in the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. So this nigga is getting ready to be destroyed, by the same firepower that he's created, okay, by the same again weapons that he's used, and ultimately the same way that he, the scriptures say, if you live by the sword, you die by the sword. So he came through and took the earth by storm and just wrecked everything up. So that's how his kingdom is going to go out, man. It's going to go out with great violence. Okay, and in a wise, again, a wise king, as it says in Sirach 10, instructive his people, roughly paraphrasing. If he was truly wise, he wouldn't be doing the shit that he's doing now. But again, he's so damn stupid. He's dumb. Dumb. All right. To the point where he's just doing shit. And then when you go to Revelation 12 and 12, all right, we can get it real quick. What the hell? Oh, it does that. Okay, put that back. Well, fuck it, we can do that. Anyways, Revelation 12 and 12, it says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So he knows that his time is short. So that's why he's moving very sloppy. He's just throwing things out there. He's just doing shit. And then again, with the pride that he has, that is spoke about in Obadiah, it's deceiving him. Okay? Because he thinks that he can't do no wrong. But Jeremiah 49:7, it says, concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Right? Because again, these niggas are moving slow as hell. All right, the shit that they're doing is not, it doesn't make sense to go and start a war, when your own country is battling with certain shit. You're worried about the democracy and the freedom of other nations, but your house ain't even, clean, so to speak. Speaks about in Habakkuk, he's a keeper of home, and large of his desire is hell, and is as death. He's so focused and worried about putting so-called democracy everywhere, which we know that's just a cover-up, okay, just to ultimately show he's just a demon. All right, his true intentions aren't to go and help people from these so-called dictator, tyrannical type of people, like your Saddam Hussein's and what's that nigga name? Something Gaddafi. I think that was a nigga over Libya, that ended up dying in like 2011. Okay, it's not about that. It's about getting resources, man. Their God is gold, oil, and drugs. So that's the only thing that they're concerned about. That's why they attacked Venezuela, because they're one of the biggest, oil reserves, or whatever the case may be. They got most of the damn oil. And then certain countries, they don't want to, I think it was Libya. They was trying, that dude Gaddafi, he was trying to go to some type of gold type of currency and pretty much diss the US dollar. Then a couple years later, he's just this tyrant. Then they go to war. Then they end up dead. And now Libya is worse off than they ever were. And I think it was him. Let me see. Was it Gaddafi? Muammar Gaddafi. Was it Libya? Yeah, Libya. Yep. They all, which he got off by his own people pretty much. But they set the stage for that. The war in Iraq, they set the stage for all that shit, man. And you got plants like Osama bin Laden, who was a well-known agent in the CIA. Okay, now he's the face of terror, so we got to go over there and fuck shit up. This nigga's dumb, man. But it's again, is wisdom no more in teaming, so they're losing. All right, and I'm gonna jump down to verse 10. It says, "But I have made Esau bare; I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself." Yeah, and then the whole time throughout this is the time where the files is coming out, Trump's in every damn picture, damn near, and then all of a sudden everybody's focus is turned towards this war. That's been because that's what it is. It's a war. It's not a operation. It's not an attack. This is a war. This is an act of if you bomb my goddamn country, nigga, we're at war. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, but you know, they're still trying to hide and cover up from you know, the Epstein files, but it's too late. He should not be able to hide himself. You're not getting out of this. There's no other way to get out of this but to be judged. Okay, it says his seed is spoiled and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. Leave thy fatherless children, I will preserve them alive, and let thy widows trust in me. For thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken. Right, because we weren't meant to go through this hell and calamity. All right, we were meant to be the example, you know, that the nations will follow, that the heathen will follow. But because of our shortcomings, all right, and ultimately this flesh, Jake being wicked, going off, now we're here. But catch this. It says, and art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. Right. So here it is. We got judged for our wrongdoings, and you think in your mind that you're not going to get judged whatsoever. NLT says, and this is what the Lord says, if the innocent must suffer, how much more must you? You will not go unpunished. You must drink this cup of judgment. Right. And that's in was that going back to 18, I think. Yeah, Revelation 18. And I can start at 4. It says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. Mindset, okay. Spiritually, you need to come out of Babylon, you so-called blacks, Native American Latinos. Okay. Don't get tied in with this bitch, because you will get caught up. You will be judged with the heathen. Okay. So that, again, mainly first and foremost, mindset doesn't mean, you know, leaving Babylon, but don't be tapped in with it. Don't be listening to the military, the police. You know, this ain't the time to be doing that shit. You have brothers that were in the military prior, okay, but if you're in the military now, shit, your best bet is to try to get discharged in a good way, okay, or see how you can cut that contract. But do what you need to, but because they gonna start shipping you niggas out. The draft is coming, you know, which, you know, we ain't going to that shit. So they just gonna have to shit come get us. It is what it is. But the Lord's gonna deal regardless. Verse 5, it says, for her sins have reached into heaven, and the Most High have remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works. In the cup which she had filled to her double. So this nigga is going around the earth doing all this wickedness. Okay. And it's like I was reading this. But yeah, this nigga's going throughout the whole earth conducting all this wickedness, and he thinks that nothing's going to happen to him. Well, you're stupid. And the realistic part of it is, thankfully, the Wadi Abba Shema Shai, you know, judgment will come upon these people, man. And we're witnessing it. It's a beautiful time to be alive, to be able to be in the midst of this and witness this. Okay. And all we have to do is continue to fight the good fight of faith, stay the course, and don't get weary. All right. We're close. We're very close. And Tawari Al-Bashima Shah for these prophecies, man. So I just wanted to throw that out real quick, Lord, as well. It was edifying, and read this chapter 2. It's a very good chapter. But Lord willing, it was edifying. Before we close, giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem HaKadosh. Double honors once again, as always, and to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us truth. Peace, much love, and citations always to those elect. To the next one, Shalom.